seems like the first couple of Atlanta has finally called it quits. Yesterday evening, TMZ discovered that Tiny filed divorce papers to officially split with T.I., her husband of 6 years. Unfortunately, this news is not a surprise to anyone who's followed the couple over the past few years.
1 minute, everything was quiet. The next, timelines exploded. A late-night clip started bouncing around group chats and comment sections, alleged hotel room footage that showed T.I. in a dim suite with Shekinah Anderson. Was it real? Was it edited? No verified outlet confirmed it. But the idea of the video was enough. The first wave hit TikTok, split-screen reactions, dramatic captions, countdown timers. Then Twitter grabbed it, turning one unverified clip into 100 hot takes. Instagram piled on with carousel breakdowns and grainy screenshots that looked convincing until you asked where they came from. Fans didn't wait for fact checks. They mashed reposts, stitched reactions, and wrote narratives in all caps. Hashtags stacked up, comment sections turned into courtrooms, and strangers argued like they'd been there in the room. Threads started connecting old interviews, recycled quotes, and out-of-context moments, gluing them into a brand new storyline that felt airtight because it moved fast.
I want to know, are you and T.I., are y'all still together at this point?
We are. We
Good.
are still together.
Okay, yeah, we want y'all to make it.
Because everybody else, yes, please.
You give us hope. I told you that before, and we love seeing y'all together.
Well, thank you. We're working at it. We're working hard.
By sunrise, the story wasn't a headline, it was a wildfire, pushed by the algorithm and fed by everyone who couldn't look away. And the target was the Harris household. Friends texted receipts, blogs teased exclusives. Even people who didn't follow celebrity news suddenly had an opinion. The internet had chosen momentum over proof. This wasn't just any rumor. It brushed against a circle fans felt like they knew personally. T.I., the Atlanta heavyweight with a public voice on loyalty and family, Tiny, the singer and reality TV matriarch whose steadiness made people root for her, and Shekinah Anderson, once visibly tight in Tiny's orbit. That combo turns curiosity into emotion. Viewers didn't just watch these three. They invested through seasons of TV, interviews, music, and posts that made the relationship feel like communal property. So when a late-night claim relinked T.I. and Shekinah, it didn't land as celebrity drama. It landed as a breach inside a friend group. Fans thought they understood.
Imagine if I didn't marry my wife and I just would have been ripping and running and doing all the crazy. I may not be as strong as I am. I look at all of the rappers in the game that have wives, that have strong women in their life. They're stable up top too. Their mental is strong. That's real. I look at the rappers that got holes in their life.
Years back, Tiny and Shekinah filmed together and moved like sisters. Easy banter, shared hustle, on-camera chemistry. Later, their public rift unfolded in real time, with lives, comments, and clips that the internet never forgot. That falling out became a permanent backdrop, so any new whisper gets stapled to old memories. Add the perception that T.I. often spoke about principles, respect, commitment, and the story picks up an extra charge. People feel a contrast between the message and the rumor. Even those who never followed every episode or headline can read that tension instantly. Once that history is in play, a single shaky claim turns into a saga. Fans project their own experiences with friendship and betrayal. Old clips resurface. Aha moments get stitched together, and timelines fracture into teams. It's the internet's favorite sport, picking sides before proof. But nostalgia and emotion aren't evidence. Receipts and rumors aren't the same thing. Let's slow down and sort the pile. T.I. and Tiny have ridden through very public ups and downs. A divorce filing years ago didn't end the marriage, and they later marked 15 years together with affectionate public anniversary posts. Those are timestamp signals you can actually verify.
The only person who can answer that better than us is you. How's everything going between you and the missus?
Oh, I'm fine.
But how are the kids doing?
Kids are great, man. They had a phenomenal Christmas, man. Baby's phenomenal.
Separate from relationship chatter, there have been serious third-party allegations over the years that entered courtrooms and headlines. The couple denied those claims. Whatever your opinion, those matters live on their own timelines, with their own paperwork, and shouldn't be mashed into any new unrelated rumor. The late-night hotel clip that people say shows T.I. and Shekinah Anderson together is unverified, though. It's circulated via social uploads and reaction videos, not through credible confirmation. Add-ons like gigantic lawsuit numbers, secret audio, or leaked DMs that appear first in commentary, not in verifiable reporting. Until the source is clear and corroborated, they stay in the rumor box. Knowing the difference matters because once the remix machine boots up, facts get drowned out. and the remix machine was just getting started.
And Tiny have publicly fought on social media and spoke about leaving each other on live radio interviews, all before Tiny took a photo with T.I.'s arch nemesis, Floyd Mayweather, at Mariah Carey's Halloween party. Still, with their new baby and their hit show, The Family Hustle, the two seemed like they were trying to...
One viral claim turns into 1,000 versions. Someone adds old footage of a tense interview. Someone overlays sad music. Someone else reads alleged DMs with dramatic pauses. Before long, edits make separate timelines look like one continuous confession. It's gripping. It's also a magic trick. The brain connects dots that never touched. And once a narrative feels true, every new post becomes proof. That's the point where public opinion hardens, and the people at the center get treated like characters in a blockbuster. But offline, they're still living a real life. Tiny isn't just a name and a caption. She's a singer who came up with Escape, a mom who still shows up for school events and studio sessions, and a businesswoman who's navigated cameras, contracts, and criticism for years.
Got a woman that's a hoe, or, you understand me, their life and their stability is not there because there's no stability at home. You can do what the you want to do, so you go home, you do what the you want to do. When you got a woman at home, envy will tell you, you can't do that you got to fix this.
She's worn a lot of hats: platinum-era R&B harmonizer, reality TV anchor, entrepreneur, partner, and protector of her family's privacy when the internet tries to pry it open. That mix of stage lights and real life is why people feel like they know her and why they react hard when her name trends for the wrong reasons. Her story with T.I. has never been a straight line. There were stretches when the crowd said it's over, and then came the unexpected reconciliations. There were quiet seasons with fewer headlines and louder seasons with front-page moments. Most recently, they marked 15 years of marriage with public love, proof that whatever happens off camera, the relationship has had chapters the comment section didn't predict. Real relationships don't fit neatly into one clip or one caption. They're messy, layered, and full of U-turns nobody sees coming. That's also why fans are protective. A fresh rumor doesn't land on blank paper. It lands on years of shared history they watched unfold in songs, interviews, and family milestones. When that history gets remixed overnight into a new storyline, emotions spike. People project their own heartbreaks onto hers. They want to win for Tiny because they've rooted for her before. But the internet's version of a story isn't the same as the story itself. And right when supporters rally around Tiny's calm center, another voice pulls the narrative in a different direction, one with its own receipts, rifts, and unresolved feelings. Meanwhile, another key voice keeps complicating the plot. Shekinah Anderson wasn't just adjacent. She lived inside the frame for years. Viewers remember the on-camera chemistry with Tiny, the quick back and forth, the sister-style loyalty, the sense that their friendship could handle anything. Then 2021 hit. The vibes shifted, and the public rift played out in places the internet never forgets. Likes, comments, interviews. Shekinah spoke her mind, Tiny stayed measured, and the audience archived every syllable. That digital paper trail is why any new whisper involving Shekinah doesn't land in isolation. It lands on a decade of clips people can summon in 2 taps. When a fresh rumor arrives, old sound bites get stapled onto today's storyline, fair or not. Snippets from lives become context, past jokes read like foreshadowing. A throwaway comment turns into proof once it's clipped with ominous captions. Even neutral moments get recast as motives. Was she clout chasing? Was she venting? Was she defending herself? The truth is usually less cinematic than the edits, yet the edits are what travel. Parasocial feelings pour gasoline on the fire. Fans who still feel protective of Tiny treat skepticism like betrayal. Others who relate to Shekinah's outspokenness see her as the only one telling it straight. That split creates 2 echo chambers, each collecting posts that confirm what they already believe. Meanwhile, the algorithm rewards certainty over nuance, pushing the loudest claims to the top and burying any update that sounds like we don't actually know. Here's the trap the timeline sets. When Shekinah's name trends, unrelated headlines get dragged in to decorate the rumor. Old disputes, side drama, third-party accusations with their own facts and timelines. Viewers mash it all together until yesterday's beef looks like today's evidence. That's how a personality becomes a plot device, and how a friendship's history gets repurposed as a courtroom exhibit. None of this means the latest claims are true. It means Shekinah's footprint makes them feel truer to people already primed to believe them. That's why this chapter needs breaks as much as it needs eyes. If a claim can't be traced to a primary, verifiable source, It stays in the unverified lane, no matter how many edits make it look airtight. And that sets up the next critical filter most viewers skip: keeping legal reality separate from remix culture, because when you blend them, the narrative gets louder, but the facts get lost. Here's where the timeline gets especially messy. Over the years, there have been serious allegations involving T.I. and Tiny from other parties. Claims that hit headlines, drew legal filings, and were publicly denied. These matters have their own facts, dates, and outcomes, and they don't automatically bear on a brand new rumor just because the names overlap. But the internet rarely keeps lanes separate. A lawsuit from last year gets glued to a clip from last night, then paired with an old interview tomorrow, and suddenly a thread looks like a case file. Part of the confusion comes from how legal processes actually work. A civil complaint isn't a verdict. It's a starting document that says, here's what we allege. After that come motions, possible amendments, discovery, and sometimes dismissals with or without leave to refile. Settlements can happen for reasons that have nothing to do with guilt or innocence, and those often include no admission of wrongdoing. Meanwhile, headlines compress months of filings into a single sentence, and commentary channels compress that sentence into a thumbnail. Important nuance like burden of proof, evidentiary standards, and jurisdiction vanishes in the jump cut. Another trap: screenshot lawyering. A docket snippet without context can look definitive when it's really procedural. A court date can be about a scheduling issue, not a smoking gun. A redacted exhibit can be misread as proof when the unredacted portion says something else entirely. When people splice unrelated legal headlines into a fresh rumor, they create a narrative that gets louder, not truer. The fair approach is boring but responsible. Check who filed what, on which date, in which court, and what the current status is, then keep it separate from anything that hasn't been independently verified. Past litigation and present speculation aren't interchangeable. Prior cases, whatever you think of them, don't turn a new, unverified hotel clip into confirmed fact. Until a credible outlet or primary source verifies the latest claim, it stays where it started, in the rumor pile. And that brings us to right now, pulling back to what's actually on the record and what that means for the people at the center of the storm. As of the most recent, verifiable updates, T.I. and Tiny have been publicly celebrating their marriage, sharing affectionate posts and milestone shoutouts that acknowledge a long, complicated history together. Those visible markers don't erase past turbulence or the emotions stirred up by the latest chatter. They do, however, establish the current baseline in public view. This is still a family presenting unity. Everything beyond that, late-night whispers, alleged hotel tapes, spectacular lawsuit figures, leaked voicemails, lives in the rumor section, not in confirmed record. Until a credible primary source verifies specifics, those claims remain unproven. That distinction matters because the internet compresses time and inflates certainty. One dramatic upload can overshadow years of context, and a day of viral speculation can feel louder than a decade of real life. Parasocial closeness makes it even trickier. When audiences feel invested in Tiny, T.I., or Shekinah Anderson, neutral updates get read as betrayals and unanswered questions get filled with fan fiction. Algorithms reward that rush: more outrage, more reach, while careful verification feels slow. But slow is what truth usually looks like. There's also a human cost here that the timeline doesn't pay. Rumors don't hit blank pages, they hit people. Partners, kids, relatives, friends who still have to wake up to school runs, studio sessions, court dates, and cameras. A trending accusation can close doors, strip endorsements, and stain reputations long before any facts are settled. And when the record does get corrected, the apology rarely trends as hard as the rumor that caused the damage. So the practical takeaway is simple and inconvenient. Separate what's documented now from what's being said online. Treat commentary like commentary, not corroboration. Ask where a clip came from, who verified it, and whether it's been independently confirmed. If the answer is nowhere, no one, and not yet, it belongs in the rumor column, no matter how many edits make it look airtight. Maybe the real twist isn't the alleged clip at all. It's how quickly we let production value swap places with proof. The internet loves a fall from grace. It's less enthusiastic about nuance, but real lives keep going after the comments stop, and families live with the aftershocks long after the feed moves on. What do you think? When hype and evidence clash, which should win? And if solid proof shows up tomorrow, whichever way it points, will the correction get the same energy you gave the rumor tonight?